Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bitcoin once again. Thank you for your support, okay? Thank you very much. Big up the CoinsKid crew. So last week we had that bullish hammer. We've broke down this week. We've back tested the 55. We held it. Look, we held it really well. And also we've got the 1272 holding as really strong support, which I've told you, you do need to see that hold as support right now. And if we take a look at the 5-day Gaussian channel, okay, we're getting a little bit of a squeeze, aren't we? Like I've said to you, on the medium of the Gaussian on the 5-day, plus the 55 is coming down on its head. You know, some kind of decision is going to be made here for Bitcoin, whether or not we do crash down to this 26.7, where you would see the potential of this Gaussian channel rising up and hopefully act as support. This could be a fantastic entry point for Bitcoin. If you're not already involved in Bitcoin, and we do have one more correction, you know, then this, in my opinion, could be the absolute bottom in this market, because like I said to you, if you fall below that and you start to come down to 24k and 20k, you know, you're in that bear market, because you look at using the Gaussian channel through the history of the Gaussian channel. When you lose a lower band of support, that's a massive tick that you're entering a bear market, that, you know, the trend is reversed effectively. Because at a minute, you know, you're fully aware, you're completely overextended, you've hit on the 1618, you come back down, you've lost support on the 1414, which we was anticipating that holding support, but obviously you can see you melted through it, you've absolutely lost it, and you've come back down, you've held support at 1272, which in all the previous bull runs you have done, okay? And you have done that. You just rinse repeat cycle of the previous bull runs. Even in the 2017 bull run, which actually 16 to 18, and the 2013 to 14, the two-part bull run, which we've gone over so many times, when you went up and hit your head on a level of resistance, you fell back to the 1272 as support. You held it before continuation in the bull market, and this is what we're anticipating. You're fully aware of that, and you know that ties in with the LA wave theory, wave 5, that overextended wave there, up to 2.272, the 200k per Bitcoin in this bull run. Now, you know, we've not got a crystal ball, and we don't know exactly how long it will take to get to that particular target, but we do anticipate it, and this is a target of ours in the channel, okay? But it doesn't mean it has to get there, or it will get there. You know, if it doesn't, it doesn't, and if we roll over and we lose the key levels of support which I've shown you, then that's a massive tick to the bear market situation. And within itself, you know, when you're under the red band, like I've said to you, on a weekly time frame, optimal entry points for Bitcoin. So do anticipate that, even if it doesn't happen now, we do go on from here, we bounce, we hold support, and we do continue, okay? And then in the next cycle, you stick with the channel, I will show you the optimal entry points, and at that point I will lay down the fibs again, and I will give you the future price predictions for Bitcoin, okay? And that time will come. Don't be disillusioned, it will come, unless we enter something called a super cycle, which you may have seen thrown around. The fact that Bitcoin just goes on from here and just excels and exceeds all expectations, and a pool of liquidity comes into Bitcoin, and it goes to $1 million, and it never has another bear market. It just sort of gets up there, peaks out, levels out, becomes more stable, okay, and less volatile, and becomes what it is, a store of value, and you know, a reserve currency for many countries around the world. And you can see that's already happening with Salvador, and potentially, is it Bolivia, I think. And you know, these things take time, and this is what I've always said to you, things take time. Have patience in this game, okay? The ups and downs are very volatile, and this is the beauty of the space at the moment. Rich pickings if you pick the right projects, and obviously you're fully aware there are a lot of shit projects out there, aren't they? Hopefully, I'm trying to get a special video out today. If it's not today, it'll definitely be tomorrow, hopefully, just so be it is my daughter's birthday weekend. But there's a particular project that's of really keen interest to me right now, so I'm going to take a real deep dive into it, and hopefully I can deliver that to you. And it's definitely one to watch going forward, to be honest with you. I've got my eye on it, and it looks like a pioneering technology in the space at the moment. So yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is, isn't it? These corrections, it comes back down to earth, and as long as you hold support, don't go short. That's what I'm trying to say to you. So yeah, I'm going to dive into the hourly time frame on Bitcoin. So as you're fully aware, in yesterday's video, okay, we were breaking down, wasn't we? We had an end target, okay, and I said to you, the potential, you know, if we hold this support here and start to come back up and break this level of resistance, you're going to create something called a throwback, and that's exactly what we've got right now, okay? So like I said to you, the pattern that's in play is valid until invalidated away, and to invalidate it, all you have to do is come back up and break this level of resistance, okay, and then go on and break this high. Okay, break this high, and you invalidate this structure, and you're invalidating the eventual target. Do you see that? So yeah, it broke, didn't it? You've come up, you've broke a level of resistance. Now, I did post this on Twitter this morning, okay? I did say that potentially Bitcoin, if it does break this particular level of resistance, you're looking at a beautiful upside for Bitcoin if it can break this level as well, okay? So you do need to follow me on Twitter. For those that are not following me on Twitter, do definitely get involved, because I do real-time updates on there. Now just here, as you can see, we painted this head and shoulders pattern. Do you see that? And we was hugging this support line. And like I said to you in yesterday's video, if you lose support, go short. And you can see it held really, really well. And just here, what you started to do is create something called a rising wedge. Now this is an example of a rising wedge which didn't play out to the downside. Do you see this? Because primarily they are reversal patterns, okay, but they can, like I've said to you in so many times, they can play out the other way. You know, rising wedges can actually be continuation patterns. There's something like, I'm not quite sure, I think it's 68% to reversal and 32% to the upside. Okay, so there is a statistic there. There is a percentage that it can actually be invalidated. Do you see what I'm saying? So you do need to pay attention to this. So you always trade on the confirmation of a break of these patterns. So right now you've got this rising wedge pattern here for Bitcoin. Okay, see this? So you had a level of support and you had a level of resistance just there for Bitcoin. Okay, so you was coming up like that and you was tightening, and as you tightened, you can see that you broke the resistance. And when you broke the resistance, you put in a cheeky long, okay? And you can see that when you came up, you broke the resistance of this support line of this head and shoulders. Do you see that? At 34,129. So that in itself is a fantastic thing that you've done just there for Bitcoin. You've got a nice level of volume coming on that break, because you always want to see the break confirmation. So you could potentially see a bit more volume, but at least you're seeing a bit of volume just there on the hourly. Okay, if it was down here, then yeah, it looks like it's creating another basically a throwback, a fake out, because don't forget there's so much manipulation at play here for Bitcoin. Okay, so you can see this rising wedge, it has a target, and you can see from there to there where you first created the first point of contact, you can see that when you break it, you put in a cheeky long, and boom, target's been met. Do you see that? So from that break just there, you've got a nice little upside of around about 1.8%. Not a lot, but it's still moving in the right direction for us, isn't it? And you've broken a key level of resistance. Now you ran into another level of resistance, okay? And what is that resistance? I'll show you right now. So that resistance is this trend line. Do you see this? And this is an important trend line that we've been following for so long now for Bitcoin. So I'm going to try and be as thorough as I can with you just here. If we move to the 4-hourly time frame, okay, you might see it better. So just here we've got this trend line. Do you see this? Like I said to you, it's a falling bullish channel. It's a reversal pattern basically. So you're falling, you're creating a level of resistance, you're creating a level of support, okay, and each time you see you're bouncing off support, you see this as you break down. So basically just here you created a new impulsive wave up and potentially a retracement wave down. Now if you'd have lost this retracement just here and not held this key level of support, the golden ratio, which I shown you yesterday, okay, and you started to fall below that as a retracement, the potential is you're going to create a reversal wave down to 30162, okay, and potentially fall through that and come back down and hold the channel of support. Do you see this? Because this is what's happening for Bitcoin. You're in some kind of falling channel, okay. And they are, you know, when you break resistance just here, you usually come back up to where you form the channel, which is just here. Do you see that? In this instance, you broke it just there. You came back up, you got rejected at where you formed the channel. So, it, you know, valid reversal pattern basically. But then you broke down. You fell back into the pattern and you've bounced off the support of the bottom of the pattern just there. Do you see it? You actually wicked down, creating a new low at 28,800. Okay, then you've come back up into the pattern, you've hit your head, you've hit your ass, you've come back up, you've broken out, but you've ran into a level of resistance, and that is the resistance of this impulsive wave down. Okay, this is getting really messy, isn't it? I need to tie this up for you. So you ran into the 0618 of this impulsive wave down, retracement wave up. So this is really, really important. This is the most important level of resistance right now that you do need to see Bitcoin get through, okay? Because at the minute you are getting rejected off this upper trend line, okay? So if you do see this particular upper trend line broken, you know, it's looking good to potentially come back up and have another go at this particular level at 3662. So do anticipate that if you see this trend line broken as resistance, because you can see when you break it, you come up, you hit your head, you got rejected. And the reason you got rejected just there is because it was the retracement of this impulsive wave down. Do you see that? Now in impulsive waves and retracements work like this, okay? So you come down and you retrace, and then you come down and you retrace, and you come down and you retrace. Unless you come up and you break the previous swing high of a downtrend, then you're basically invalidating that and creating a reversal wave, and you effectively reversing the trend potentially, or entering a level of consolidation before taking the next leg down. Do you see that? So for us to get any sort of confidence of the fact that we are reversing the trend, we do need to see this high broken just here. That high needs to be broken. That's really important for Bitcoin, because if it is, you are potentially forming a new impulsive wave to the upside. And I gave you that target yesterday, didn't I? So let's tidy this up for you, okay? So right now, basically, Bitcoin is retracing at the moment, isn't it? You're still in a retracement, okay? It looks good, it looks great, but you're still retracing this impulsive wave. You're doing something like this, you're retracing. If you hold a key level of resistance, you're looking good for a continuation of the trend, which is a downtrend, potentially forming a new lower low, coming down to this channel, and potentially forming a double bottom just here. So do anticipate that. Unless you see a break of a certain key level of resistance, which is this 36222, okay, you are continuing with the trend, okay? So yeah, all this in and out is good. You can trade it in and out, but you know, at the moment you are still in a downtrend unless you break a key level of resistance. Now this resistance obviously is that, okay, 36622, okay, 36622, sorry, okay? So break that, you're looking good for continuation, and you're looking at this being a retracement and potentially a reversal wave and forming a new impulsive wave. So I'm going to show you the target of the impulsive wave. I think I've shown you it yesterday. So hopefully if this is the bottom now, okay, of this retracement wave, of this impulsive wave, because it's really hard to explain sometimes, but effectively I'll try and do it as best I can. You've come down the impulsive wave, okay, you've hit a peak, you've started to retrace back. Well, all of this is retracing that. This is retracing back to a level of resistance. You've held it for continuation of the trend, okay? But right now, within itself here, you've created a new impulsive wave to the upside. You've hit a level of resistance, which is retracement of the larger impulsive wave to the downtrend. You've retraced on this wave, not falling below the 0618, and you're starting to form a new impulsive wave. Do you see this? This is an uptrend, this just here. Now if you can continue here and you break this level of resistance, you are forming a beautiful new impulsive wave, potentially creating an reversal wave of a larger downtrend. Do you see that? So this in itself could be the bottom for Bitcoin, providing you break this level of resistance just here for Bitcoin. You've also got to get through that level of resistance, which you're fully aware of, which is this channel that you find yourself in, which is a bullish reversal channel, okay? Usually when you break it, you come back up to where you formed it and have another crack, which you did just there, but you failed at that point. You create a new impulsive wave down. Do you see that? So if you can come back up and break this level of resistance, this is the most key level of resistance for Bitcoin, because if you break that, you've reversed. But I want to show you right now, if you are potentially creating a new impulsive wave off this structure here where you've bottomed out and you're starting to create a new impulsive wave up, you break this level of resistance, there's a high probability you're coming up to here and you're creating a new impulsive wave to the upside, and you've got the reversal, and this was the bottom for Bitcoin. So I'm going to show you right now the target of our next impulsive wave up is this here, 39316. Do you see that? So it's looking good so far, but one of the key areas we do need to see broken to get to the 39k. And you know what, if we get to that 39k, we're breaking through daily EMAs. You know, we're breaking through the 55, we're breaking through the 20, and we're starting to paint a reversal picture right here. Okay, so fingers crossed that we get there. But one of the main key levels of resistance that you do need to see broken for Bitcoin is this, okay? So do pay attention to this, because if you do start to see that broken, you are potentially looking at 39k Bitcoin, and obviously the continuation beyond that coming up to create this reversal wave. Do you see that? A reversal of a trend. So yeah, do anticipate that. That's Bitcoin in a nutshell. Hope you understand what I've just said there. So me personally, you know, if you're not in a position, I would definitely wait for the break of this particular level, because if you do get that 36637 broken as resistance and you start to backtest and hold it as support, you're potentially there looking at more upside, coming up to that particular level of resistance, which I've shown you, creating that reversal wave as well of around about 11.19%. And okay, failing that, you know, if you do start to get rejected here and you are continuing with the trend, you know, you're running into this level here, this 4343, which is roughly round about here, of this ascending level of resistance just here, to anticipate a further rollover, creating a possibly double bottom, or potentially losing this and coming and wicking down to that 26k, which I've shown you about, which would effectively be a continuation of the downtrend. Do you see this? Retracing, continuation, another low. That's where our reversal is. So that's effectively what we've got on the cards for Bitcoin. We need to break this key level resistance, looking great for more upside up to this level here. You know, if we do get rejected and you roll again, then you're potentially going to create another lower low. And like I've said to you, you can afford to go a little bit lower in this bull market, no lower than 26k of that swing high. Okay, so I'll be back tomorrow with an update on Bitcoin. Take care, everyone. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay healthy, stay tuned. Bye bye.